You can breathe in the music the city makes, moved by the rhythm the gypsies play. Deep inside it comes alive. There is a whisper that feeds your soul, words so beautiful like a Spanish rose. Till you're hypnotized, that's when you've arrived. What's up, CherishingFlo fam? Welcome back to my channel. We're all about love, positivity, being a girl boss, and everything in that vicinity. In today's video, we are doing another Sunday story time. As you guys can see, we are in the living room again because I didn't want to go out to the car because it's super duper cold outside and I just wasn't willing to go do that today. Yeah, in today's story time, we're going to be talking about the time that I broke someone's heart. I literally made someone cry right in front of my eyes, and I didn't feel bad about it at the time. As time grew, I did start to feel bad about it, and you guys are gonna see why. You're gonna see how everything went out and how everything played out. And yeah, if you're new to this channel, then go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any future Sunday story times. If you're not new to this channel, then welcome back. Thank you for being here. Thank you for loving me as much as I love you. Can you guys hear that washing machine? I don't know if you guys can hear that washing machine or not. I hope you can. Let's get into the video. So basically, I met this guy when I was in high school. This is like an in-between time. If you guys know about the story time about me and the white guy when I was dating him for a long time, this is like one of the in-between times during one of our breakup, get back together moments. And I met this guy, we'll call him Kevin. And Kevin was really sweet, but he was also really docile, really calm, natured, and really inward, I guess you could say. And I really liked that about him. He didn't really talk a lot, and I talk a whole lot. So I just thought, he was like, the opposite of me, and yet we got along really well, and I really liked him. I didn't really know he had a crush on me. He apparently had a crush on me from the time that we met. I did not know that at the time, but one day I told him I thought he was cute, and I was saying it because it was true, but also, just kind of joking around your friend like, hey, you're kind of cute, because I was bored. I was like a flirt at the time, and then he was like, oh yeah, I think you're cute too, and when he said that, it kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, word? Okay, so then we started talking after that, and I never really liked him. It was just kind of like, for me, one of those, I didn't have anything to do and he was there. And in my mind, the issue that I had, and I still actually kind of have, is that I never really recognize when somebody has strong feelings for me unless they just verbally say it. And he never really verbally said it. Plus he was very shy, he was very quiet. So I didn't think that his feelings were any stronger for me than mine were for him. We had fun together, we laughed and we talked and everything, but it was never that serious. And so at some point we were talking, we were laughing, we had talked for like maybe a couple weeks, and finally we were talking about taking it to the next step, becoming maybe like a little bit more official, a little bit more exclusive. And he was talking to me about that, and then I said, oh yeah, sure, we can be exclusive, it can just be you and me. And we said we weren't going to be in a relationship, but we were just going to exclusively talk to each other. I don't do that often. For those of you that don't know, I am not one of those people who believe that if we're talking, you should be the only person I'm talking to, because as far as I'm concerned, if you're not my boyfriend, you're not going to get those boyfriend privileges. I don't feel like talking should mean, oh, we only focus on each other. If we're going to do that, then we might as well just be together. If that's not what we're ready to do, then we shouldn't be treating each other as if that's what we're ready to do. So that's just my take on it. I know a lot of people feel like when you're talking, they just want to talk to one person. Not me. That's why it's called dating versus being in a relationship. But I told him that I would talk to him exclusively, mainly because I didn't have anybody else at the time I was interested in anyway, other than the white guy. I was still into him at the time, but I think at this time he had a girlfriend or he was talking to someone, so I felt like I needed to be doing something. So it got to the point where we were spending a lot more time talking to each other, talking on the phone every single night, texting all throughout the day from the time we woke up until we got on the phone that night. And one day in particular, we were on the phone, and that day I had went to school, and me and the white guy had kind of like reconciled our issues, because every time we broke up there was an argument or there was a fight or something. And when I say the white guy because I don't remember his name in my other video, but we can call him Dimitri. me and Dimitri finally, because he's the only white guy I've ever dated, but we can call him Dimitri, and we can say me and Dimitri, we made up our differences. And so immediately, as soon as we made up our differences and we're back on good terms, I really didn't want to talk to nobody but Dimitri. But I didn't realize that Kevin really liked me at the time, because he never really showed it. He never really said it. He was like emotional. I found out later on the inside, but he never expressed those emotions. So as far as I'm concerned, we're like on the same wavelength, because I never expressed any emotion to him either, because I really didn't have any emotion to express. So we're on the phone, and then one day he rides his bike over to my house. We didn't live that far from each other. I think it was like a 15-minute bike ride or something. And he came over and we're talking, and I was like, yeah, so me and Dimitri are probably going to get back together. And he stopped talking, like he stopped moving, like he was like riding around in a circle on his bicycle, and he kind of like stopped riding around on his bicycle and looked at me. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, yeah, me and Dimitri, we made up the other day, and I just figured, and you know how I feel about Dimitri. And he did, because I had talked to him about Dimitri before. And he was like, but I thought you guys broke up like a while ago. And it had been a while. I was like, yeah, we did, but I mean, it's like my one true love. And he was like, and so he sat there, he said, so we're not going to be talking anymore? I was like, oh. Because even though we were talking, it wasn't like we were really romantic or like flirting really hard. It was like, to me, there was no major connection. Like, even now when I think back at it, it's like I didn't really see the sparks or the chemistry or anything between me and him. We just got along really well. And he was like, he says, so we're just gonna be done talking? I was like, oh, well, I mean, I don't know if we're gonna get back together or not. I was like, but I was just telling you, because if we do, or if I do decide that that's what I want to do, I don't want you to feel like, I just left you like high and dry, even though that's kind of what I was doing. But I just wanted, to like let you know, be upfront with you about it. And then he was like, dang. And I was like, what? He was like, that's cold. I was like, what's cold? And he was like, you just don't give a fuck about me. He said, you just don't give a fuck about me at all, do you? And I was like, huh? And I was like, what do you mean? Of course I do. That's why I'm telling you, because I want our friendship to remain intact. And then he like threw his bike on the ground. He was like, what makes you think that I want to be your friend? And I'm like, now mind you, we had been friends for like over a year. And so I'm looking at him, and I was just like, what? I was like, we just started talking like a few weeks ago. We've been friends for over a year, but now you don't even want to be my friend? Like, I'm confused. So I said, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't even think that our talking was even that serious. Like, I thought we were just, playing around, feeling it out to see if something was there. I said, and quite frankly, has there been any sparks, any chemistry? We haven't like kissed or hugged or gotten intimate in any kind of way. I mean, we were young, so I mean, how intimate can you get? But we were like, I was like, there was nothing, like there was no, we didn't even hold hands or like playfully poked each other, nothing. So I was just like, to me, I don't know. So he was like, so now in this moment, now we're in high school, so it's so funny thinking about how dramatic this entire moment was. But like he was sitting there, and when I looked at him, like I really looked at him, I saw his eyes were starting to get really watery, and I was like, yo, like what is wrong? And he was like, yo, I've been feeling you all this time. I've been here for you. I've been waiting around for you, and then finally you ditched that idiot, and now you talking to me. He was like, now we start talking and we start getting closer, and all of a sudden you want to go running back to that nigga and da 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 da. And I was like, I was speechless, y'all. Like, I didn't say anything. He was like, what do a dude gotta do to get you to see that he love you? And I was like literally, he said to get you to see that he love you. I mean, like, and he was kind of like a thug almost. Like, the way he talked, it was kind of like da-da-da. Like, he said, what a nigga gotta do to get you to see da-da-da. And the way he talked, it was kind of like hood-like. And me sitting there, like, I will never forget it. I was sitting there on my porch, and I'm looking at him, and I'm like, I didn't even know, like, I was like, when we started talking about talking, we said it so casually, like, we were just like, oh, and I feel like there must have been signs. Like, when I look back, there were a couple of different things that he would say that should have been like a red flag to me, or like not a red flag, but like a flag, like a sign that this guy likes you more than you like him, or this guy really likes you, as opposed to it being as casual as I thought it was. And so when he said, he was like, do you like me at all? And I was like, yes, I like you. I said, but I'm in love with him still. I don't want you to, I was like, when I started getting involved with you, as involved as I even really was, I didn't think that you were gonna be this hurt by it's only been a couple weeks. So he said, yeah, because I've been waiting for you for months and months and months to be single. And I was like, and there was no hints, there was no signs. Like, of course, anybody who knows me knows that I'm oblivious to guys liking me, guys making moves on me and stuff like that. I don't pick up on stuff like that. So I was like, okay, now this was my freshman year in high school. So I'm looking at him and I'm like, I said, okay, well, I'm sorry, I don't feel that way about you. And he was like, and so then literally one little tear fell down his eyes. And y'all, at this time, I had never even seen a dude cry. So I'm like, so I'm just like, oh my God, Kevin, I'm sorry. Like, I don't even know what to say. He said, no, F it, F you, F this friendship. I'm done. He's like, I'm tired of waiting around for somebody who just want to be with somebody who want to be with he called Dimitri everything but a child of God. And was like, he said, I'm tired of this. He was like, whatever. He's like, do you, be great. He's like, all y'all gonna do is break up again. And he was right. But he was like, all y'all gonna do is break up again. He said, when y'all do, don't say nothing to me, don't flirt with me, don't text me, don't call me. And then he left on his bike. And I'm sitting there just speechless. And we never spoke again, actually. We're friends now on Facebook. But other than that, like, and every now and again we like each other's stuff on Facebook, and I don't think at this point, I figure, it's been years, there's probably no hard feelings, but he literally never spoke to me again. I tried to text him that same day, he did not respond. I tried to call him a couple days later, he did not answer, and he did never call me back. So I guess he was like really, really done. And I was hurt by that because he was my friend and I did actually value our friendship, but I had no idea that he felt that way. Like, genuinely no idea. And at the time, I was just like, forget him. Like, he's being stupid. We barely talked. Like, da-da-da-da. But it wasn't until later, when you grow up and you mature a little bit, that I realized that some men, they do genuinely tend to have feelings for you. And when you have a certain connection, they don't always express it. And if he had those feelings for so long, then that kind of rejection after so long of waiting could have really hurt him. And I didn't mean to, and it wasn't intentional. It's just like, I'm the type of person who, when I'm in love with somebody, I'm really in love with somebody. Like, it takes me some time. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, like, I've been in love majorly, I want to say 3 times in my life. One of the times it wasn't love, it was stupidity and it was lust and all that stuff. But I've been in actual love 3 times in my life. And the last 2 times I was in love, both of those times when they were toxic relationships at that, it caused me to hurt a lot of people and also be oblivious to a lot of other people's emotions, because once I'm into somebody and once it's there, once the love is there, it's there. And I'm very loyal and very committed usually to one person. And even when we weren't together with me and Dimitri, and when me and Dimitri weren't together, I would talk to other people, but I would never get myself committed to another person because I was too committed to him. And I was too young for that anyway. I was only like 15. We started dating when I was like 13 or 14, and it was like, but we was serious for some young kids. Like, we dated from 8th grade until like almost junior year. I want to say it was junior year. Was it junior year? Yeah, it was junior year until like junior year, on and off. And even when I dated other people, talked to other people, he was still like the person that in my mind, I was going to end up with. So even like we were taking breaks, I would be doing stuff just to fill in time gaps. But nobody who I ever was with or ever talked to was somebody who I took seriously. And it was like that with him and with the guy I dated after him that I also fell in love. And not the guy, yeah, the next guy that I fell in love with after him, I was the same way. Even when we were apart, I would do stuff to fill in time. But it would never be like anything in my mind. And with the guy who I'm in a relationship with now, we've had moments when we've broken up too, but never long enough for me to even get involved with anybody else. And he knows that I'm so loyal to him. And I'm a lot more mature now, so I know better now. I'm an adult. Like, at those times I was in high school, I was like 18 and stuff. I didn't know any better. I didn't realize that I was hurting people. And by the time I figured out that I was hurting people, they would have already been hurt. Like, I'm not even seeing it. I'm not seeing people's strong emotions for me because I was young. I was a teenager. And at the time, the people who did fall in love with me, they weren't very vocal about it. I guess I was just supposed to know from body language, but I'm not the type of person to pick up on that kind of stuff. You got to say it to me. You got to verbally be like, I like you, I want to be with you type stuff. Or I'm not going to think that. That's just how I am. So, yeah. That's pretty much the story. That's what happened. I feel really bad about it even to this day, but there's nothing I can do about it. I wish the part of me like feels like maybe I should apologize, but I mean, it's been so long. Like, do people actually do that? Come back 10 years later talking about something, hey, I'm sorry for what happened in 2002 or something like, or 2012 or something like that. Anyway, yeah, if you guys enjoyed this story, then comment down below and let me know. Like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you guys have ever been in that kind of situation where somebody was madly in love with you, or somebody really liked you and you didn't even realize it, and so inadvertently or not intentionally you ended up hurting their feelings or breaking their heart really bad. Or if you've been that person to have that kind of feeling for somebody and then they end up hurting you. It's very interesting how these type of things go down. But also, when we're teenagers, I think it's just kind of like a rite of passage, because I got my heart broken. I got my little feelings hurt a lot in high school too. So anyway, if you guys enjoyed this video, then let me know. Hopefully you did. If you've made it to this point in the video, then leave a broken heart emoji in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you ever so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.